Florida's governor has sent migrants to a Massachusetts island this week.
Governor Gavin Newsom is now calling on the Department of Justice to investigate the, quote, inhumane efforts of the Republican governors. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Thomas.
And I'm Laura Painter. Due tonight, ABC 10 is looking into reports that a small group of possible migrants from southern states have arrived in Sacramento.
And they could be part of a protest to change the Biden administration's policies at the southern border. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias has been following this story all day. So Roxanne, what do we know so far?
Chris and Laura, what we can confirm right now is that 3 men arrived here at the Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services here in Oak Park. Then today, another 5 men arrived, they say, without shoes, and they were handed off to a group known as North Cal Resist. This is the tweet making its rounds in Northern California. NorCal Resist posted it yesterday saying, "We have a small group of migrants dumped in Sacramento from Texas today. Literally stuck on a plane without shoes, money, or a way to get help." After speaking with the group, the understanding is they may be part of a move by Republican governors to transport migrants to northern liberal cities and states by protesting the president's administration's policies at the southern border.
Many of our border towns and our border states for years now, but especially over this last year and a half, have been forced to deal with 200,000 immigrants coming across the border every month. Now, those states have decided, in some cases, or at least some of those states have decided that they're going to share the burden, in particular with cities and states that have declared themselves to be sanctuary states.
Craig DeLuz, a spokesperson for the California Republican Assembly, says in particular with cities and states that have declared themselves to be sanctuary states. Immigrant advocacy group California Immigrant Policy Center says it is no way to deal with the issue.
We want to be very clear that these are inhumane and cruel acts, that many of the migrants that have made their way to the United States, including asylum seekers, deserve due process. They have earned the right to plead their cases in court, and they deserve to be treated with kindness and respect and not be sent to these places under false pretenses.
In this letter from Governor Gavin Newsom, he strongly urges the U.S. Department of Justice to open investigation into possible criminal or civil violations of federal law based on this alleged fraudulent scheme. But in all of this, DeLuz says he's hoping policymakers will finally get together and address the issue at the southern border.
Then we need to talk about how do we now institute comprehensive immigration reform? Because I do believe that we need to figure out a way to make it a process that works.
The immigration advocacy group says it's working to contact North Cal Resist to learn more about the details on these immigrants. We also reached out to Sacramento City Council, and they also referred us to North Cal Resist. Right now, we are working with the organization to see if we could speak to them and actually get some of the details. Chris, Laura, back to you.
Yeah, certainly a lot of moving parts. We'll be tracking this story and bringing updates